Hello and welcome, my dear friend. There is a reason you've been often feeling out of sync with your own life lately. And if this found you, chosen ones, it's because something in you has already stepped into a day your calendar hasn't reached yet. Maybe you've been sensing it in small, strange ways. Your body feels heavy, but your mind is wide awake. Time feels slow, but your spirit feels rushed. You walk into places you've been in many times, and they suddenly feel wrong, like you've outgrown a room that hasn't changed. It can feel confusing, even unsettling. It's like you're watching a movie with the subtitles slightly ahead of the scene. The words appear on the screen before the characters say them. Your spirit is reading lines from moments your body hasn't walked into yet. It doesn't mean you're off, it means you're early. This is what's happening right now. Your spirit living ahead of your life. For a long time, you've felt like there were two versions of you trying to exist at the same time. There's the version everyone recognizes, the one tied to your current job, your current relationships, your current surroundings, the version people are used to. And then there's the other version, the one that shows up in your dreams, in your journal, in those quiet moments when you let yourself imagine a life that actually fits you. Lately, that second version has been getting louder. You feel less and less comfortable playing roles you've already outgrown. You feel restless in conversations that never go beneath the surface. You feel strangely homesick for a place you can't even name yet. And you've been asking yourself, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just be present? Why do I feel like I'm waiting for something I can't describe? Let me say this clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. Your spirit is simply standing in a room your life hasn't finished building yet. God has been walking with your spirit a few steps ahead, preparing you for a reality your surroundings haven't caught up to. That's why certain things that used to excite you now feel strangely flat. That's why some doors you could have forced open in the past don't even interest you anymore. That's why you feel a quiet no inside to opportunities that look good on paper but feel outdated inside your chest. Your inner life has moved and your outer life is catching up. Chosen ones, this is what it feels like when destiny starts to tighten its focus around you. It's been showing up in your decisions. You're less willing to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You're less available to chaos, even if it's familiar. You're more protective of your peace, your time, your energy. On the surface, it might look like you're pulling back, but spiritually, you're stepping forward, and it requires trust, the kind that lets you follow what your spirit knows, even when your surroundings don't match it yet. God has been aligning your spirit with tomorrow, so that when tomorrow arrives, it doesn't break you, it fits you. Think about the last season you've walked through, the habits you've been pushed to release, the beliefs about yourself that suddenly crack and fall away, the way your standards rose without you trying to make them rise, the way you can't ignore your own intuition anymore, even when it leads you away from what's comfortable. All of that has been preparation for a life your spirit has already walked through with God in the unseen. That's why some days feel like déjà vu without a memory. You stand in a moment and something in you whispers, "I've felt this before." You don't recognize the scene, but you recognize the emotion, the peace, the certainty, the clarity, because your spirit has been there in prayer, in surrender, in the quiet conversations with God where you said, "I'm willing to become who you designed me to be, even if it changes everything." And heaven took that seriously, so now your everyday reality is rearranging around that agreement. People who once matched your pace suddenly feel too slow, not because you're better than them, but because your assignment is pulling you in a direction they're not ready to go. Dreams you used to delay keep resurfacing with more urgency, like they're tired of waiting on your fear. You notice signs, patterns, little winks from God that seem to confirm what you've secretly known for years, that your life is not meant to stay where it is. This is why you've been feeling that tension between gratitude for where you are and a deep ache for where you're going. Part of you is thankful. Part of you is restless. Part of you feels anchored. Part of you feels already gone. This isn't confusion. It's what it feels like when your life is shifting realities. Your spirit has stepped into a version of you that finally fits the blueprint heaven has been holding over your life. And now, little by little, your circumstances are being invited to follow. Right now, it might look slow on the outside. The same job, the same street, the same routine. But internally, nothing is the same. Your thoughts are different. Your standards are different. Your prayers are different. And when that much changes inside of you, life can start to feel like it's lagging behind your own soul. You wake up and move through the same patterns, but you're no longer the same person who created them. That gap between who you've become and what your life still looks like can feel like pressure, like impatience, like something is wrong with the timing. But it isn't wrong, it's sacred. Because once your spirit moves ahead, God doesn't rush your circumstances to catch up. He arranges them. This is where a lot of chosen ones start to feel tempted to force things. You think, if my spirit is already there, maybe I'm supposed to push my life to match it right now. You think about quitting everything overnight. You think about burning bridges just to feel movement. You think about making drastic changes so the outside finally looks like the inside. But this season you're in is less about drastic moves and more about accurate ones. Just because your spirit is living ahead doesn't mean every door in front of you is meant to be kicked down. Some of them are simply there to show you how much you've outgrown. So if you've been feeling that inner friction, where your heart knows you're built for more, but your reality feels slow, I want you to hear this. This isn't life holding you back. It's life arranging itself so you enter at the right moment. God is not just interested in giving you the future your spirit has seen. He's interested in you being able to stand inside it without losing yourself. That's why you're feeling this slow, steady pull instead of a sudden explosion of change. You're learning to listen to alignment instead of urgency. You're learning to recognize what your spirit says yes to and what it simply tolerates. You're learning to distinguish between what feels familiar and what actually feels true. Chosen ones, this is training in spiritual accuracy. Think about how you move now compared to a few years ago. You pause before saying yes too quickly. You sense when a room isn't good for your peace. You can feel when a conversation is costing you more than it gives back. You notice when your body tightens at something that looks impressive but doesn't sit right in your chest. That's not anxiety. That's discernment that's been sharpened by everything you've walked through. Your spirit is ahead, so that by the time your life catches up, you're not easily swayed by what's loud, shiny, or temporary. You're anchored in what actually matches who you've become. There will come a time, very soon, when the outside starts to move as quickly as the inside. Relationships will either deepen or gently fall away. Opportunities will either feel like oxygen or like a costume that doesn't fit. Ideas you've carried for years will suddenly find the right conditions to grow. And when those shifts begin to happen, they won't feel random. They'll feel like pieces sliding into place around a center that stopped moving a while ago. That center is you, finally rooted in who you are in God. Until then, this in-between is not a waste. It's where you practice living from your spirit instead of from pressure. So when your mind starts racing, shouldn't I be further by now? Shouldn't more have changed? Am I missing my moment? I want you to remember something. Your spirit is not impatient. It's prepared. That restlessness you feel isn't just frustration. It's a signal. It's your inner life telling you, we can't pretend to be who we were anymore. So instead of fighting that feeling, start naming it. When you walk into an environment that feels wrong-sized, you can quietly say to yourself, my spirit has outgrown this. My life is catching up. When you feel misunderstood by people who only know your older version, you can remind yourself, they're reacting to who I was, not who I am becoming. When an opportunity looks good but feels heavy, you can say, my spirit is ahead of this. I don't have to go backwards to feel safe. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do in this season is allow yourself to stop forcing what no longer fits, without hating it, without judging yourself. Just acknowledging, I am different now, and my life is adjusting to that truth. As you do that, something gentle begins to happen. You stop resenting where you are, even while you're moving toward where you're going. You stop blaming yourself for feeling out of place and start understanding it as a sign of growth. You stop seeing this in-between space as failure and start seeing it as a hallway, not the final room. God is not late to your life. He is precise. He knew you would reach this inner place before your reality did. He knew there would be mornings where you wake up feeling like you've already lived a day your body hasn't stepped into yet. He knew there would be conversations that feel too small, commitments that feel too tight, rhythms that feel too old. And instead of dragging you backward to fit those things, He's steadily moving you forward into a life that fits the person you've become with Him. So, if all you can honestly say right now is, "I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I know I can't go back to who I was," that's enough. That's a holy place to be, because it means your spirit is already standing in the future God prepared for you, calling your life forward one decision at a time. And when the moment arrives, you'll recognize it instantly, because your spirit has already been living there. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.